we have a question. If your dog had cancer, would you purposely give them a diet that is about 40% sugar, loaded with ingredients that your dog either can't digest or it stresses their system tremendously to try to digest these foods, and the protein isn't even very usable? Because if you choose Hill's ONC dog food, their specialty cancer food, their prescription cancer food, that's exactly what you're doing. So today, because maybe he's outraged by this, we're going to take a look at the ingredients, the cost, and what exactly is in this food and why it is bad for dogs with cancer. In fact, why it's a complete disgrace for dogs with cancer. So, Hill's ONC is supposed to be a prescription type diet for dogs with cancer. It's an oncological food, supposedly. It's basically Hill's oncology care. What it actually is? Well, first, let's look at number one. Let's take a look at the ingredients, because a dog food is nothing more than ingredients. This is very important because I've seen videos of Hill's having people just do taste tests with their dogs. So, taste test with a dog is completely ridiculous. These dogs here are eating cabbage right now. She is eating dirt. I have had dogs who eat duty. You probably have had dogs that eat your socks, eat your shoes. Dogs don't care. They will eat anything. Doesn't matter about taste tests. Only comes down to what is actually in the food. So what is in this food? You want to tell everybody?
Number one, we got to talk the ingredients. So we're starting off with chicken, which, hey, chicken not bad. They're probably battery chickens that have never touched the ground, but let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's move on. Whole grain wheat, corn gluten meal, chicken fat, hydrolyzed chicken liver, soybean meal, brown rice, cracked pearl barley, egg product, and chicken liver flavor.
What are some problems with that? Well, number one, that is 4 grains in this food: corn, rice, barley, and wheat. It is amazing. Right now it is 2026, and I cannot believe there is a person on the planet, especially a dog food company, who doesn't know you always avoid the evil 3: corn, soy, wheat. And rice should be on that list as well.
You got soybean meal, it's estrogenic, it's inflammatory. Corn gluten meal, cheap, plant protein booster, nearly indigestible. And then chicken liver flavor. I mean, why a flavor that's a chemical instead of using actual organ meat?
What's the second big problem? We'll circle back to the corn, soy, and the wheat. The second big problem: carbohydrates. And let's just call it what it is: sugar. It is nothing more than sugar. This bag of food is between 34 and 40% sugar. Now, what's so wrong with sugar? Well, dogs don't need carbohydrates, number one. And dogs who have cancer especially should be avoiding all carbohydrates, especially sugar, because cancer cells thrive on glucose. High carb intake elevates blood sugar and insulin signaling. And with that, we need to talk about something called the Warburg Effect, which is basically a theory that cancer cells thrive on glucose. So what does it mean? So normal cells in your dog's body can use fat, ketones, and oxygen really efficiently, but cancer cells prefer glucose fermentation even when oxygen is present. This is the Warburg Effect, named after the researcher who discovered this. Cancer is basically metabolically broken, and this food is feeding into that broken metabolism. Not only are these things bad, you gotta remember how dog food is prepared. It's cooked 4 times at extremely high heats. Basically, even if wheat was decent, by the time it gets to your dog's bowl, by the time it hits their mouth, it is not chemically like wheat anymore. It's not just throwing it in the slow cooker or boiling it or cooking it even in an oven. This is cooking it 4 different times at extremely high temperatures. Chemically, it is not the same. But that brings us right into number 3. So let's tell everybody why corn, wheat, soy, rice, all these things are so bad. Number 1 for this: inflammation. Grains and soy increase inflammatory cytokines. Cancer thrives in inflammatory environments. Next up, insulin and IGF-1 signaling. So high carbs equal insulin spikes. Insulin and IGF-1 promote cell proliferation. That is basically what cancer is: cells going wild. 3, gut health damage. Cancer dogs already have compromised guts, especially if they're on chemotherapy or undergoing other kind of treatments to help get rid of their cancer. Grains and soy worsen permeability and worsen gut health. Cancer doesn't just grow. It also reacts to the environment we're creating inside our dog's body. Would you rather have your dog's body in optimal form to fight the cancer, or already under stress from dealing with wheat, corn, soy, barley, and rice, massive glucose spikes every time they eat? And let's talk corn, because we promised we'd talk corn. So why is corn so bad? I mean, it's a cheap protein source. I mean, people eat corn. Dogs technically can digest corn. Here's the issue. We're going to take an egg. A normal egg, just a regular old egg, has a biological value of 100. That means One egg, one medium egg has about 7 grams of protein. Your dog eats it, their body will utilize all 7 grams. Corn has a score of 64, which means only 64% of that protein can actually be used. But it gets worse. Eggs have a perfect amino acid profile. They have high leucine, it supports muscle preservation, minimal metabolic waste, extremely low inflammatory load. What about corn? Well, its biological value is low. It has an incomplete amino acid profile, high nitrogen waste, which means more stress on the kidney and the liver. It is only used to weigh down the bag, to up the protein on the bag in a very cheap way so that companies like Hills can increase their profits off of your dog who has cancer. Wheat is basically in the same boat. Highly inflammatory, low biological value. Some will point to soy and say, but soy has a 74 score. That's pretty high. That's almost as much as beef, as pork. Here's the problem with soy. Yep, it does have a higher score. However, it contains phytoestrogen, which is a hormone signaling nightmare. It's actually an anti-nutrient. It reduces mineral absorption in your dog's body. Heavily processed by nature, which can irritate their gut. Remember, their guts are already irritated by chemotherapy, by cancer treatment, and just by the cancer itself. Studies show it increases inflammatory signaling in susceptible animals, meaning dogs with cancer, older dogs with cancer. Why would Hills use something that's so bad? Again, it's super cheap. And it's a great profit center for them. They're making money off of your sick dog and selling you something that they're telling you is this wonderful medically based food. And now number 4, let's talk for 1 second about those profits. This dog food is expensive. And because it's Hills and it's a veterinary care and it's an ONC care and it's an oncology food, they're charging you a premium. How much? Most sites I've seen charge around 60 euro for a 4-kilo bag. Not only is this expensive, it is far more expensive than the homemade dog food I make for these dogs. Our food comes in around 6.45 euro per kilo. Let's get crazy and call it 6.50 euro, shall we? That means that this food is 2.5 times more expensive. And what ingredients are they getting? So for anyone who has to feed their dog commercial food out of necessity, there are better options like homemade. But even if you have to do commercial food, all this extra money you can save by not serving them this crap could be used to buy high EPA DHA oil, better vitamins, and use real meats and chicken and things and oils as toppers. So what should a diet look like for a dog who has cancer? Not this crap. So what should they be eating? High quality proteins, high quality healthy fats, fibrous foods, probiotic foods. Do you want to come back and finish the video, or if my partner bailed him? Lots of EPA and DHA, omega-3 fatty acids, low carbohydrate load as close to 0 as possible to eliminate glucose as much as possible. Things like collagen, glucosamine, MSM that can help support new stem cell growth by acting as scaffolding. That comes from bone broth, which is basically free, vegetables, and probiotic foods. If the food is feeding the cancer metabolic cycle instead of fighting it, it doesn't matter what's on the label, it doesn't matter which vets recommend it. It is garbage. You basically have 2 great options. Either go homemade, and in the first comment you can find the ketogenic diet guide. It's completely free. It shows you how to easily know how much food to give them, how to get to the correct keto ratio. It's really simple, and how to do it as quickly and cheaply as possible. If for some reason you have to feed a commercial dog food, what should everybody do? Check out this playlist right here, right? We'll tell them which are the best foods to do. Foods that frankly are around this price point but have way better ingredients. Though maybe still thinks you should go with the homemade keto food. Why? Because it's delicious, right? And it works.